understand politics. You think you understand political parties. You're all full of crap. You don't know what the Illuminati is. If you're Republican or you're Democrat, you're wrong. Why? It's this easy. It's called divide and conquer. That's why there's two parties and only two. And they're controlled by the same people at the very top who belong to the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderberger Group. They also belong to the Trilateral Commission, and you people don't even know what the hell that is. But if you did know, you would know that these are the people that control your world by making global policies that you never vote on, and by which parties both serve and belong to these organizations and control your world. Now, here's how it works. Really easy. Divide and conquer can only work if the people that are divided are not aware of the falsely created division. If you're not aware of it, then it works. If you know about it, then it don't work no more. If you have socialism without capitalism, it becomes communism. If you have capitalism without socialism, it becomes fascism. And it's just that easy. I love you. That's all you need to know. That's why Masonic symbols are all over your freaking money. But you don't pay any attention. Ridiculous.
Florida is where woke goes to die.
I think they mean black. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another way to say thug or something else, right? You know, once something goes out in the world, it takes a life of its own. It's an energy of its own. I can tell you what woke means.
Please.
It just means being aware, being in alignment with nature. Because if you're in alignment with that, you're aware of everything that's going on. And it's not only in the political arena. That means with your health. That means in your relationships. That means in your home. That means in your car. It means in your sleep.
We live in a world where power moves in silence, where governments, corporations, and secret societies shape our reality, often without us even realizing it. But what if I told you that what you see is only the surface? From divide and conquer strategies to economic manipulation, to secret societies influencing world affairs, symbols of power hidden in plain sight. The truth is there, only if you know what to look for. Now, because I don't want to get demonetized, y'all are going to have to read between the lines with some of the words that I'm going to say next, okay? Okay. What's good in the YouTube hood? It's your girl Luna Nova, and I'm back with another one for y'all today. Welcome back to the Mystic News, where we dive into the creepy, the paranormal, and the downright strange. For those of you that are new, welcome. Again, my name is Luna, and in this video, this is going to be the start of a new series where we are going to be peeling back the layers, exposing the forces that shape our world, and revealing the truth that they don't want you to know. But the real question is, are you ready to wake up? Let's dive in. Have you ever wondered why people seem so divided even when they have common struggles? Well, that isn't by accident. It's a strategy as old as civilization itself. Divide and conquer. And the Romans perfected this method. They ruled over vast territories with different cultures and religions. Instead of allowing unity, they encouraged rivalries, turning neighbors against one another so no one could rise up against the empire. Sounds almost too familiar to what's going on right now, doesn't it? But I digress. And the British Empire did the same. Where do you think America got its playbook from? In India, they deepened religious divisions between the Hindu and the Muslims, making the people too busy fighting amongst each other to resist the British rule. And in Africa, they drew artificial borders, splitting up tribes and fueling endless conflicts. But as I stated, this strategy isn't just history, it's being used today. Politicians, corporations, and media outlets all use divide and conquer all too well. And they use it to control the masses. Left versus right, black versus white, and the rich versus the poor. As long as we're distracted and fighting amongst ourselves, there's no way that we can actually uprise and come against who's really the issue. Because as long as we're fighting each other, we're not actually fighting the people who are really pulling the strings. No, really think about it. Who benefits when the working class is fighting amongst themselves and divided? Instead of unifying against economic oppression, we're arguing over silly things like race, religion, and party lines. I don't care what anyone says. Left versus right is the dumbest thing to me. Blue versus red is all stupid because it's two wings of the same bird. The answer is simple. The elite stay in power when we stay distracted. And being able to recognize this strategy is the first step to breaking free from it. When we stop questioning each other and start questioning these systems that are set in place to divide us in the first place, that's when the real change begins. Think for yourself, question the narratives, and always ask, who benefits from this division? When most people think of power, they think about the president, prime minister, or political parties. But what if I told you the real decisions, the ones shaping our economy, war, and policies, aren't made by the people who vote? There's a network of powerful organizations that influence global affairs, often behind closed doors. Groups like the World Economic Forum, International Monetary Fund, or IMF, Bilderberger Group, if you know, you know, and of course the Council of Foreign Relations, bring together the world's wealthiest individuals, corporate leaders, and policymakers, all to discuss the future. But here's the catch. You weren't invited to the conversation. Do you ever wonder why, no matter who gets elected, be it Democrat or Republican, it seems like things don't change? That's because these organizations create policies that transcend elections. Governments follow economic and political frameworks, all set up with the elite's intentions in mind, whether the people agree or not. Take the IMF, for example. They lend money to struggling companies, but in exchange, they enforce harsh economic policies, forcing nations to cut social programs, privatize industries, and open their market for foreign corporations. And the result of all that, the rich get richer and the poor become poorer. During global crises, y'all know what I'm trying to say, crisis. During global crises such as the 2008 financial crash as well as the 2020 pandemic, we saw billionaires' wealth increase by record-breaking numbers while the average person lost their job, their homes, and their stability. How did this happen? Because the same elite circles that influence policy, they also control financial systems that profit during crises. And yet we're told that wealth and power comes from hard work and determination. But if that were true, why do the same families and corporations have wealth and power for generations, while the rest of us are even struggling to make ends meet? Something ain't right, and the math ain't mathing. The truth is, global power isn't just about the government. It's about influence. The real rulers of the world aren't always in the spotlight. In fact, they're always hidden behind somebody or something. They're the ones pulling the strings from the shadows. So if you ask me, we should all be questioning the system and following the money, and never assume that the people in charge have your best interests at heart, because they don't. Throughout history, people have gathered in secret to shape our societies. Some people call it think tanks, other people call them secret societies. But the real question is, what are they hiding? Freemasons, Skull and Bones, the Illuminati, and the Bilderberger Group, all organizations that whisper secrets of global influence, and have done so for centuries. While some dismiss this as theory, history tells us that many of these groups have actually had real power. Let's talk about the CFR, or the Council of Foreign Relations. It's a US-based organization full of top government officials, business leaders, and media executives. Many presidents and high-ranking officials have been a part of the CFR. They claim to guide foreign policy, but in a moment of crisis, it seems like they're more so dictating it. And then there's the Bilderberger Group, an annual invite-only meeting where the most powerful politicians, bankers, and corporate elites all discuss global affairs in secrecy. No media, no coverage, no public record. Just pure, unfiltered influence. And let's not forget about the Trilateral Commission, originally founded to unite the elites of North America, Europe, and Japan. Allegedly, they're supposed to promote global organization, which definitely sounds sus, because what's the point of the United Nations then? But I digress. Many people believe that this group is used to consolidate power and control over the world's economies and politics. But I go back to my original question, why the secrecy? If these groups are working for the good of society, why are they moving in secrecy? Why do they remain to have these meetings in private every year? Why do these same names appear in high places? President, CEO, media mongrels, all connected through these organizations. If you really look at the history, a lot of these presidents throughout history have some type of relation. And yes, that includes Obama. Are these just social clubs for the elites, or are they onto something more? A hidden network shaping the course of history, while the rest of us are kept in the dark. The next time a major world event happens, ask yourself, who benefits from this? And who could have predicted this? We often hear about different economic systems, capitalism, socialism, communism, and even fascism. But have you ever stopped to wonder if these ideologies were being used as a form of manipulation against the people? Throughout history, rulers have used economic systems to maintain power, using manipulative ideologies to control the masses. These systems may sound like distant philosophies, but they've often been overlapped and have been skewed to the interests of the powerful. Take capitalism, for example. It's about private ownership and free market. But in practice, it's concentration of wealth between organizations and individuals. The rich get richer while the working class struggle. So is it really about freedom? Or is it more so about maintaining a system that helps the wealthy stay wealthy? all while dictating the rules surrounding said wealth. And then there's socialism. It promises redistribution of wealth and promises equality. But in many cases, it's often weaponized by authoritarian government. Instead of the people controlling their resources, the government does. And as a result, it often leads to oppression and inefficiencies. So let's stop for a moment and let's take a look into the past at the Soviet Union, which was supposed to eliminate class division. Instead, it created a whole new class altogether, the elite. While ordinary citizens are stuck in poverty, government officials live in luxury, enjoying privileges that the everyday person only dreams of. Now let's head over to the far extreme right. I have to say this word slow, y'all don't judge me. Fascism merges state power and corporate control. Now, because I don't want to get demonetized, y'all are going to have to read between the lines with some of the words that I'm going to say next, okay? Okay. In Nazi Germany and Mussolini's Italy, the state worked hand in hand with business to control the economy and to wage war. It was never about the people. It was about consolidating control under a single authoritarian regime. So what exactly do all of these systems have in common? They claim to offer solutions for the people, freedom, equality, and security. But in practice, they're often twisted to benefit the few at the top, while the majority remain under their thumb. The truth is, the economic systems that are in play are not just about money. They're about power, and that's evident. And as long as we stay divided by ideologies, the powerful can continue to control us. But if you ask me, it's time to stop fighting over the system and start questioning who benefits from us fighting in the first place. So remember, these economic systems were never meant to help the people, but instead to control us. Have you ever noticed some of the strange symbols that are on money, government buildings, or even in corporate logos? The all-seeing eye, the pyramid. They're part of the hidden influences of history. At the heart of these symbols is Freemasonry, a centuries-old fraternal organization with deep ties to global power. Freemasons believe in knowledge, enlightenment, and self-empowerment, but many of their symbols, like the square and compass, have been linked to hidden control and influence. Take the dollar bill, for example. On the back, if you look at it, you'll notice the all-seeing eye at the top of the pyramid. It's a representation of knowledge, but also surveillance. Many believe that it's a nod to secret societies that are always watching us, controlling the fate of the nations in the shadows. Take a closer look at the Washington Monument and other government buildings. They're covered in Masonic symbolism. If you ask me, a lot of these buildings are giving confirmation that they have a lot more ties with the Masonic Lodge than they like to lead on. But the influence of Masonic symbols doesn't stop at the government. Many corporations also use their symbols. As I mentioned before, the Masonic square and compass is often used in a lot of different symbols and logos in plain sight. Could these companies be a part of a larger unseen network? Is it just branding, or is there something more to it? Many of these symbols trace their origins back to ancient Egypt, where the pyramids represent strength, stability, and divine rule. Over time, these ideas were absorbed by the Freemasons and other secret societies, transforming them into hidden knowledge and influence. The truth is, Freemasonry and simple organizations have long been linked, from power structures to monarchs to modern government. But the question remains, are these just historic relics, or do they still serve hidden codes for those in the know? We all know that symbols are powerful and that they hold meaning beyond the surface. While some may dismiss these symbols as mere coincidence, others believe that they are a part of an innate web of power, hidden right in plain sight. So the next time that you see any type of symbolism, ask yourself this: who put it there, and what message are they trying to send? And how exactly can I decode it? Now let's talk about staying woke, a term that you guys have probably heard a lot recently. It's a call to action to be aware of societal issues, recognize injustice, and to see the hidden truth that many may ignore. But where did the term come from, and how did it evolve to what we know it today? Now, the term stay woke is, again, nothing relatively new, but it has resurfaced lately. The term has its roots in the African American community, dating back to the Civil Rights Movement. In the 1940s, the term was used as AAVE, or African American Vernacular English. Many may know it also as Ebonics, and the term refers to societal consciousness, especially surrounding racial injustices and systematic inequality. Back then, being woke meant being aware of oppressive systems that deny basic rights to Black people, marginalized communities, and to the poor. Activists like Angela Davis and Malcolm X called for political awareness and encouraged people to challenge the status quo. And in the 21st century, the phrase has made its way to mainstream, being one of the main quotes that led the Black Lives Matter movement that sparked during the Trayvon Martin riot in 2013. It not only became a hashtag, but it became a rally cry for anyone wanting to fight against systematic racism, police brutality, and any inequality. And when we tie that hashtag to names like Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Sandra Bland, George Floyd, the call to stay woke grew louder. It became synonymous with being alert to injustices, but also being aware of the deeper structural issues that caused them in the first place. And social media played a huge role in this evolution. Across different social media platforms from Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, everything, people were able to share their stories in real time, exposing police brutality, racial profiling, and different inequalities in ways that were never seen possible before. And different inequalities that were not only happening here in America, but around the world. But of course, as the phrase spread, some people tried to control the narrative behind it. Many people saw it as a call to action, while some people saw it as a buzzword for performative allyship. Corporations began co-opting the term and using it for marketing campaigns, promising to be socially conscious to what was going on in the world, but yet they were still profiting off of the inequalities that were happening, usually behind their companies. In many ways, stay woke wound up becoming a catchphrase that was stripped of its original meaning and value. Another term that was used to sell products rather than create social change. But for many, stay woke is still a powerful call to action. It's a reminder that change doesn't just come from ignorance. It comes from awareness, solidarity, and the courage to stand up. But what exactly does stay woke mean to you? Is it just a trendy term, or does it mean something more to you? Something that incites pushing forward for better. Throughout these systems, symbols, and movements, one thing has been made clear. True power isn't just in the hands of those who seem to control it, but rather it's in the hands of those who choose to question everything. Whether it's hidden influences of secret societies, manipulation of ideologies, or the fight for justice. The journey to awakening is about more than just being aware. It's about taking action, challenging the status quo, and demanding transparency. Stay woke isn't just a phrase. It's a reminder that the fight for truth and justice never ends. So let's stay vigilant, stay informed, and never stop questioning what we're told. The power to change the world is in our hands. We just have to use it. But what do I know? I'm just a hoodoo practitioner. If you guys enjoyed today's video, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know, what do you think about all of this? Because if you couldn't tell, I definitely have it in my conspiracy bag. And this is just scratching the surface. But I'm gonna go ahead and edit this so I can get another one out for you guys. I really did enjoy this, and I hope you did too. So with that being said, be sure to drink your water, mind your business, and stay prayed up and protected. And as always, Luna loves you. I'll be back with another video for you guys, if the spirits allow it.
And I give that back, wait, give it right back, then they give it right